What's up, guys? It's your man, Donovan Sharpe, and welcome to this edition of Sharpe Shorts. Special Friday night edition. I usually do TSR primetime Sunday through Thursday evenings at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, but I decided to go ahead and do a Sharpe Short. Not a regular show, just a quick little thought on what's going on. So, welcome, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. Not doing this on Instagram. My iPad's giving me a little bit of problems on Instagram. But let's go ahead and get to this. The title of what I'm going to talk about tonight is the real reason women get abortions. Now, I want to preface this by telling you that this isn't political and this isn't religious. But there are red pill implications around every corner when it does come to abortion. This is a fundamental right to human decency. I'm not anti-abortion because I'm religious, okay? And listen, those of you guys who have watched me long enough, I'm kind of in sort of a religious limbo, kind of in a transitional period, like Jules said back in Pulp Fiction. I don't know if there's a God. Is there a God? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. So it's certainly not religious, and it has nothing to do with the fact that I'm Republican. And here's the thing. Am I a Republican? No. Am I a Democrat? Hell no. I know I skew more towards the right than the left. That doesn't, but again, just because I'm not a Democrat, that doesn't automatically make me a Republican. No. You take politics and religion out of this. I am anti-abortion because abortion is wrong. And I'm going to talk about why it's wrong before I get to the real reason women get abortions. The thing is, guys, is we call it abortion. We call it terminating the pregnancy and all this fancy medical shit. To make it sound like it's not this horrible thing. Let's call abortion what it is. Abortion is killing people before they are born. Okay? Now, people who are pro-choice, they are generally very angry because they hate the other side. And I pointed this out in recent podcasts. Anytime that there are two sides, they're diametrically opposed on some issue or another, what you will find is that a lot of times they hate the other side more than they like their side. Listen, take this presidential election, for example. Donald Trump won the election. People said that they voted for Donald Trump because of the fact that they hated Hillary so much. People have said, I hate Hillary more than I like Trump. And on the opposite side, people damn sure hated Trump a lot more than they liked Hillary. Now, you also have to understand this. When it comes to any sort of political issue or any sort of issue, if it's one kind of person endorsing that particular ideology or that kind of issue, you have to take that with a grain of salt. You have to question the validity. So, for example, these 9/11 truthers who are out here suggesting that George Bush, orchestrated the 9/11 attacks. Okay, listen, anything's possible, right? And for the record, that I'm certainly not a 9/11 truther. But you look at the group of people who endorse this theory. What do 99.9% of these 9/11 truthers have in common? Well, number one, they're Democrats, and number two, they hate President Bush. That's the common denominator. Occupy Wall Street. Remember that nonsense back in whatever it was? What did all those people have in common? They were young Democrats who didn't make much money. Any ideology or any theory or any thought process that has no diversity, that is an agenda. If it's the same kind of people across the board, you have to question the validity. And again, when it comes to this abortion versus, pro-life versus pro-choice, a lot of times it's about the opposition, not the cause. That's why both sides are so passionate. You've seen them protesting out in the street in front of abortion clinics. Dude, pro-lifers are, they're ready to come to blows. And the reason why they're so passionate is because they hate the other side. But here's the thing. If there's no opposition, there's no cause. So I said all that to say this. As far as pro-choice advocates are concerned, there is no way that pro-choice advocates express the kind of passion that they do. There's no way that they are this passionate about killing people before they're born, killing babies. Their anger comes as sort of an overcorrection to the pro-life advocates. Now, when these people tell girls to get abortions, they're doing it to give the finger to the patriarchy, right? Don't have a baby. Yeah, give the finger to the patriarchy. They want you to have a baby. And let's keep it real, guys. Now that we're getting into the nitty-gritty here, There are so many bad excuses as to why women get abortions. They say, well, I don't want to bring a child into this world. That's bullshit. There's adoption. Listen, as fucked up as the world is, listen, man, not wanting to bring a child into the world, that's a bad excuse. You don't want to bring a child into the world, so you're going to kill the kid before it's born? There's adoption. You don't have to raise the kid. Here's another one. I'm not ready for parenthood. I'm only 16 years old. Listen, again, adoption, easy peasy. Like, you could leave a baby at a firehouse or a hospital. I don't know what the rules are. I've never been in this situation before, but you can leave a newborn baby, I think, at the steps of a police station or a fire station. No questions asked. You're off the hook. No questions asked, right? So you don't have to worry about that. Well, here's another excuse. Well, I don't want my baby to be in foster care. So you raise him or her yourself. Oh, you don't want to? That's because you're selfish. This is a selfish choice. And I'm going to get to the ultra selfish reason. My body, my choice. That's another excuse. Okay, so now that you want an abortion, okay, the father doesn't get a say. But if you decide to have the actual kid, now you want the father's financial support. It takes two to tango, so it should take two to make the decision. My body, my choice is bullshit. Here's another one, complete bullshit. The mother's health is at risk. Guys, it's 2018. Women don't die during childbirth anymore. Dude, this ain't the 1400s. Try again. She was raped. Newsflash, regret sex isn't rape. Getting raw dogged in a club bathroom is not rape. Getting pregnant by your boss who's having an affair with his wife isn't rape. All of these excuses to get abortions are exactly what they are. They're excuses. The difference between an excuse and a reason, an excuse has elements that you have control over. A reason has elements that you do not. If you can't make it to work because you overslept, that is an excuse. You could have woken up on time. If you couldn't make it into work, if you're late to work because you got into a car accident, that's a reason. You understand what I'm saying? So here's the deal, guys. We've gone through all of the excuses. Let's go ahead and say it out loud. The reason why women get abortions is they don't want to ruin their bodies. Period. Point blank. Let me get this up here because I absolutely have to have this up here. Females do not want to ruin their bodies. And that's all there is to it. They would never say this out loud. They would never admit this. But the reason why, the number one reason why women get abortions, they don't want to ruin their bodies. Guys, having a kid destroys a woman's body. And when your body is destroyed, that means less male attention. And we all know that what women truly covet more than anything is male attention. Again, they can say whatever they want. They don't want the stretch marks. They don't want the blown out vagina. They don't want the C-section scar. They don't want the weight gain. They don't want the postpartum depression and everything else that comes with pregnancy and subsequent childbirth. Then after they have the kid, then they have to do Kegels to tighten their pussies back. Then they have to lose the weight. They got to slather cocoa butter on their skin to get the stretch marks to go away, which is something they should have been doing in the first place. You don't believe me? You're not buying this? Think about it like this. I'll bet any amount of money that 99.9% of women who have an abortion for the first time don't have kids. 99. Listen, I'm sure there are exceptions, but those are gross exceptions. Listen, I don't have the stats in front of me. I can guarantee you that 99.9%. I'm almost 100% certain that that's how this is. 99.9% of women who get abortions for the first time don't have kids. I have never heard of a woman who already has a kid or kids get an abortion. Ever. It's always women who have never carried a pregnancy to term. If she has kids, what reason is there to get an abortion? No, it's the girls who have never taken a pregnancy to term, and that's why abortion is selfish for this reason. They don't want to wreck their pretty little nubile bodies. Now, some people might say, well, Donovan, well, what about paternity fraud? What if a woman has an affair on her husband and she wants to abort the kid to not get so he doesn't divorce her? You never heard of paternity fraud? There are millions of women out here having babies of other men unbeknownst to their husbands. This 23andme.com, this is interesting. This 23andme.com, it was find out who you are, where your DNA is. Well, one of the side effects of 23andme.com is that you got dads out here finding out that they're not blood related to their kids. Like their kids don't have their kids don't have DNAs, right? Like that's how it is. If she has kids, there's no reason to get an abortion, right? Rob Wright says he knows one. He says the first girl had one. My first girl had one, and she is 40 now, still no kids. Wait a minute. Not sure I understand what that means. Said I know one. My first girl had one. Oh, she's okay. Well, again, then listen, I guess that's my margin for error. That's my margin for error. Regardless of religion or politics, there's no way that anyone can tell me in good conscience that killing people before they are born is the right thing to do in any situation. Dude, it doesn't matter if you're a Democrat or Republican, if you're an atheist, Catholic, it doesn't matter. Like on a fundamental level, we know that is the wrong thing to do. It's gotta be. Killing people before they're born. It's wrong on it's fundamentally wrong. I can't believe that there are people out here who actually advocate for killing people before they were born. But let me put it to you this way. If we found out that there was a veterinarian out there aborting puppies and kittens, oh, we'd lose our fucking minds. Dude, we want to run that guy or that veterinarian up a fucking flag post. Oh my God, he's aborting innocent little puppies and kittens. But people, nope, we're good with that. We are perfectly fine. We are perfectly fine with aborting our own. That's another fucked up part. That's another fucked up part of America, is that we value animals more than we do people. Unbelievable. 99.9% of the time, guys, abortions are done for selfish reasons. Women get abortions to keep themselves fuckable so that they get more chances to have abortions. It's fucking sad, but that's how it is. Listen, killing people before they are born because women can't be bothered to carry a pregnancy to term that she was complicit in so that she can go out and party and do drugs and drink and continue to have unprotected sex so she can do it all over again is wrong. Tune in to TSR Primetime Sunday through Thursday evenings at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on DonovanSharpe.com. And don't forget to sign up for my newsletter to be notified when I go live. Thanks for watching.